This is all your goddamn fault.
Excuse me?
Not you, though you're not exactly blameless. Taryn, you chose this, so I hope you know it's your duty to duck.
Yet another giant centipede launches itself at your party, slinging itself out the tree canopy like a many-legged, mandibled bird of prey. Its pincers aim for Comet's head, its chittering drone reminiscent of a taunting laugh. And the dragonborn ducks as Deprill shoots an arrow between its beady, red eyes. It falls to the ground in waves like a cut rope. Its hundreds of legs still twitching and blue sludge oozing out of its wounds. Behind you, the insidious hum of its brethren approaches.
Thank you.
Thank me by telling my family I died like a hero, even if it's a lie.
Could we maybe not talk about dying, as not to jinx it?
Yes, pardon us. We wouldn't want to bring down the mood.
In your path lies another swarm of crawling creatures, weaving around each other through the dirt and snapping threateningly at any exposed flesh they can smell.
Hold on. Hold them while I find my phosphorus.
Hold them. What a fantastic suggestion. Taryn and I were going to buy the lot of round of drinks.
Comet flourishes his staff with a spark, and a wall of fire rises from the ground before you, incinerating the centipedes chasing you. Simultaneously, Finide claps her hands, igniting an identical flash of sulfur, and a column of flame spears the centipedes in front of you, until you are bombarded on all sides by flurries of ash and the sickly, iron-rich scent of roasted exoskeleton.
It had to be bugs. I can't stand bugs. Shut your face, Taryn. Nature is great. Animals are great. Bugs are an exception. I want them dead. I thought it was supposed to be rats, Finide.
I said pests. It's not my fault you assumed.
Wishful thinking, maybe. I do think I would have preferred enemies with less legs and venom. Less of them overall.
For now, I fought swarms like this before, and there's always more where they came from. They'll function like scouts, sending out more when none of them come back. They'll only be gone if we get rid of them all, or what they're after. I wish I knew.
I don't think it's livestock or townsfolk. With how many centipedes there are, as lethal as they are, if they wanted that village gone, it already would be.
Can you communicate with them?
I tried that, but as big as they are, they're still bugs. It's one of the reasons I hate the things. They don't really have thoughts like you and me. They're all instinct and noise. All I could understand is that they're angry.
Lovely.
Resterin, why don't you sit while there's a lull? Let me take a look at that leg.
Is sitting a good idea? We should consider retreating.
Miles back, if I had to guess.
And we antagonized them, got them all riled up. They'd chase us wherever we went, right back to the village.
I don't know how much more of this all of us can survive. We've expended a fair bit of mana, and you and Taryn are injured, if not poisoned.
The Dragonborn nods down at your slowly bleeding leg, at Deprill's arms, which have reddened and are threatening to blister from contact with centipede venom. Comet and Finide haven't fared much better, worn ragged and bruised from your run. His scales and her prayers are the only reason they're not as bloody as you. But the exhaustion and magic depletion are apparent all the same.
Not for long, but sure. What are you thinking?
You grin, tucking two of your fingers into your palm and lifting them to the sky.
Flying? That's a good idea.
Nothing better to point us in the right direction than a bird's eye view.
All right. If I don't come back, assume I saw my chance and left you for dead. I'll tell your father you loved him.
With a wink and a jump, Deprill shapeshifts into a direhawk, sunlight glinting off her tail feathers as she launches away and into the sky.
Certainly she was joking. Oh, this day gets better and better.
I'm getting the impression she says stuff like that a lot. And Terran is still alive and well, so we have nothing to worry about.
You frown up at Finide, before pointedly looking at your bandaged leg and the foreboding nearby trees.
One less thing to worry about.
A 2-day journey to Nickline sounds lovely right now. Peaceful, shady, free of centipedes.
You can make the trip there yourself once we get out of this mess.
If we get ourselves out.
Don't talk like that in front of them on their first adventure. They'll be fine. We'll all be fine.
If Deprill comes back and with useful information. And if we can actually utilize it.
Or inspiring, really. A pep talk the bards will sing of for years to come.
I don't think I was invited along for rousing speeches and witty repartee.
No, but those would be helpful.
You and Finide share a conspiratorial, playful look, and Comet is not immune to the camaraderie, as a half-smile tugs at his teeth and scales. A shadow traces a path across his face, and Deprill lands on her feet, human, stumbling, but energized.
There's something interesting about 100 yards east of here. There's something wrong with one of the trees. I knew you were gonna say that, you ass. It's not a weird droid thing. It's visibly off. It was hard to even look at it properly. Like, nothing wanted to touch it. Even the light. The centipedes are circling, but keeping a wide berth around it like they're scared.
So we could go west, away from the tree, and give ourselves a better chance of escaping while encountering as few enemies as possible.
Or we could... not.
Deprill grins at you, eyes bright and teeth canine sharp. Despite the dirt, blood, and centipede innards on her face, she is incandescent with energy.
Good gods, you two have a death wish.
Ah, that makes sense.
Can you blame me? Flying is incredible. Everything else looks small and stupid from up there. We can handle a few bugs.
95 so far.
You counted!
We've already taken down almost 100 with your help and magic. Surely a few more will be nothing now that we have an end goal. And a destination.
Finide and Comet share a look of their own, markedly less enthusiastic than yours and Deprill's. Before Finide grits her teeth into a smile.
If Comet and I left, you'd just go together, wouldn't you?
Without a second thought.
Oh, gods.
Well, then that's settled. At least be smart about it. Let's rush into our potential death as well prepared as possible. We have one last health potion. Which of you wants it?
What are you talking about? You're more hurt than I am. You drink it. Tougher my ass. I don't want to hear you whine all night about your poor scratched up leg while we're done here. So drink.
I was the only hatchling of my brood, but I imagine this is what it might have been like to have siblings or cousins.
It is.
I do not care for it.
With a huff, you put an end to this familiar argument, how you have time and time again. You take the flask from Finide and swig back half of it, holding the acidic, vaguely sour liquid in your cheeks, and hold the flask out to Deprill.
No, I'm not doing this. We're not kids anymore. Drink it. Don't be stubborn.
What are they doing?
If they don't take the other half, they'll spit it out and waste it and the gold that we spent on it. Taryn has been doing this since we were kids and knows how much I hate it. I'm fine. Drink the potion.
You shake the bottle in response, raising a brow as its contents threaten to spill, and Deprill snatches it with a grumble and a glare. You both drink, taking the worst edges off of your wounds. The cuts on Deprill's head stop bleeding. Your howling of pain in your knee lessens to a shout.
Are you done squabbling like children now? Could we have that energy for the venomous insects, maybe?
We must. For now.
How many yards did you say?
100, maybe, in a clearing. If we can get through that, they should leave us alone.
When we get through... Helm Almighty!
A centipede, its head the size of an autumn pumpkin, and the same lurid orange hue, bursts through the dirt at your feet, pincers ready to snap. You swing low with your sword, cutting its head open straight down the middle, and whatever it bleeds tries to burn through your shoes.
I didn't know they could burrow like that.
Gods above and below, I hate bugs.
If it helps, I don't think they're particularly fond of us either.
It does not, but good on you for trying. Look ahead.
Finide swings a hand back, a prayer on her lips.
Volveri looks the name.
And a pulse of bright light bursts from her fingers, stunning the centipedes gaining on you, making them jerk back and entangle in one another in a screaming, squamous mass of chitin.
I think we can all agree not to like bugs after this.
Well...
Don't you start being contrary.
He'd have to stop to start... There! Past this tree line.
Weaving through the thickets in the thickest part of the swarm, aided by Comet's staff conjuring a strong gusting gale to aid you forward, you all burst into the clearing, onto clean, undisturbed grass and flowers. The first patch like it you've seen for miles. The gnarled oak tree and the meadow around it are a shocking departure from the trampled, insect-infested grounds you've been running through. It is serenely, almost preternaturally quiet here. No birds singing, just the incessant droning rumble of the centipede horde and the foreboding hum of ill-gotten magic.
I told you, they're scared to death of whatever's happening here. I don't think we could pull one of them closer if we tried.
Which I don't recommend we do.
Seconded.
Temporarily safe from the centipedes, you turn your attention towards the center of the glade and its ominous occupant, and approach. Maybe 60, 70 feet tall, the oak tree looms high enough to block out the sun. Its shade, which would usually feel cool and welcome on your skin on a bright summer day like today, is chilling and off-putting. Deprill, who has rarely ever found a plant they did not greet like an old friend, watches it warily like a deer might observe a predator.
Now, I'll admit I'm not one for the outdoors. I don't get out of the inn and the town often, but I'd hazard that there's something wrong with this tree.
It's hard to say. Inanimate objects aren't my forte, but I think it's safe to assume this is what's causing this. If it's not spawning the damn things, it's agitating them somehow, drawing them in. We should definitely touch it and climb on it. That's absolutely what I was going to say.
You turn, and Deprill is already 6 feet off the ground, lithely swinging from the branches, and only getting higher.
We can hardly investigate from the ground now, can we? Are you coming up, or are you staying down there with the bugs?
Tempting.
Come now, we can't be shown up by the beginners. Give me a boost. Oh, God, you're fast. Be careful.
Don't worry about me. I've been climbing since I could walk. Old Leadfoot over there, that's who you should be worrying about. Good luck. You'd have to get off the ground and catch up to push me.
If we could stay on task and not talk about pushing, that would be great.
You're not afraid of heights, are you, Comet? Oh, that'd be a tale to tell, Rowley.
I am not. If I were frightened of anything at all, it would be that. So, maybe we could focus?
Above you, Deprill comes across the epicenter of the baneful magic. A sigil burned into the trunk of the tree, deep into its heartwood. 3 teardrops sit in an upside-down triangle, the bark peeling and rotting away where someone has embedded the emblem into its surface. From there, the magic seems to have spread throughout, the nearest leaves darkening and curling with blight, and striations like tainted veins streaking down the trunk. Deprill goes to trace the marking with her fingers, and the whole tree seems to thrum in response, like the string of a guitar, or the threads of a spider's web.
Well, that can't be a good sign, can it?
Like stars in the night sky, a smattering of glittering scarlet lights appear above you, breaking through the dark shadow of the tree canopy. When they start to blink and descend on you, you realize they are not lights, but eyes. A mischief, no, a plague of monstrous rats flee the outer branches and convene on your party. The dozens, maybe hundreds of rodent feet making the tree and earth reverberate beneath you. They are not unusual in size, comparable to rabbits or small cats. But in this quantity, they are legion. A spitting, drooling, frothing at the mouth legion. Deprill is batting some away with her bow, kicking the rest. But more and more follow.
You said you wanted it to be rats! Whose fault is it now?
Still yours. Look out!
20 feet below her, Finide and Comet are not just swarmed by the rats crawling down the tree, but also the ones Deprill deflects, inadvertently raining them down upon the rest of your party. When they land on the ground near you, they are not even quelled by the fall, landing on their backs to immediately right themselves and dash for your feet. With roomy red eyes, dripping maws, and matted, mangled bodies, they are like creatures rabid and possessed.
Don't let them bite you. They're venomous.
Godspeed. I am so glad we brought you along, Comet. Where else would we have gotten this insightful and helpful commentary?
2 things happen in the moment between one blink and the next. Another pulse of energy thrums from the tree's core. Above you, the branch beneath Deprill's feet snaps, and she starts to fall, plummeting to the ground 60 feet below. In front of you, a figure stands among the writhing centipedes. You only register a vicious, yellow-toothed grin peeking out from under long, matted hair before they turn and walk further into the shadows. Do you A, catch Deprill, or B, chase the mysterious figure? You've just listened to episode 2 of Chaos and Consequences. At the conclusion of its live recording, our Twitch audience was asked to choose between saving Deprill from her fall or pursuing the mysterious stranger. Quite unanimously, the chat voted to catch Deprill, to save their friend, and to determine their likelihood of success. A D20 was rolled. The result, a 16. Well above average this time. And it was further modified to become a grand total of 20, thanks to a D4 gifted by an audience member. But will Deprill's safety come with a cost? Was it truly the wisest choice you could have made? Find out next time on Chaos and Consequences.